Hey guys, this is the video that most of you have been waiting for. So in this video I'll basically go over the price of these, how to buy them, how to install them on your marker, and just general information you'll need to know. I've printed a few of them now, so as you can see that they are available. So I'll get into that later on how you can purchase them. But finally got some wood grips, brown PLA grips. So yeah, the whole thing's made out of PLA. Pretty standard. Right, so installation. I'm going to assume you know how to get your Tiberius marker down to this stage here, which is basically just taking the lower off and remove the trigger. If you don't, there's videos on YouTube already about how to do that. I won't be showing you because it's just a bit of a waste of time. Right, so first thing you want to do is remove these two screws here because you won't be needing this metal bar. Just put it off to the side. So we'll grab the Allen key you used to take the screws out for the lower. Most of you should know how to do this, so sorry if it's a bit repetitive, but this is for those that don't know how. Put these off to the side. Next thing you want to do is remove this linkage arm. You won't be needing this. So we want to take out these two screws here. Again, using the same Allen key. Sorry about the lighting too, I know it's pretty shit, but that's all I've got. So this plate can go off to the side for now. And so can the linkage arm. Right, what we want to do is get this little spring here, the tapered spring. And we want to put that with the smaller side facing downward over that pin where the trigger linkage arm used to go on here. Then we want to get the trigger return spring and put this on the new rear trigger, which should look like this. So just hook it underneath this loop here and then up, just like on the linkage arm. And this gets installed in the trigger assembly, like so. Right, so it should look like that, and this should slide freely. Now holding the rear trigger down, what you need to do is get the rear plate and put this back on. And then put the screws back in. Right, that's the most complicated part done. So this should move like this. Next, what you want to do is grab the rear bracket, which is this part here, and put that behind the rear trigger, like so. So it should look like this. Then what you want to do is grab the screw that you originally had in the back of the regulator here, and that goes down through the rear bracket, and just put that back in. It's important to not do these things up too tight because the parts are plastic and you don't want them to crack. Just so there's no wobble. Right, the final step is to just slot it into the lower. Which just drops in like so. Make sure that this lip here clears the ridge along here. It should just click in. There. Now what we want to do is put the rear screw through here. This will come with the kit. Now use the larger of the two Allen keys we need. This is the same one you'll use to disassemble a TIPX or a Tipman or general markers like that. So it's pretty easy to get your hands on one. And this just basically holds up the rear end of the kit. Again, not too tight, doesn't need to be too tight to hold it in. Right, the final thing is you'll be given another little screw that goes in the front of the mag well in this hole here. And not too tight. That's it, you're done. Just put the mag in, and air it up, and you're ready to shoot. The grips are interchangeable, so you can put on whatever colour I'll sell. At the moment I'm just selling the brown, black and light gold. So these colours, I'll show you how to swap them over. So we take the larger Allen key, and we just held on by one bolt through here. So we'll undo that. There's actually something I need to show you under here as well. You take that off, you can see this hopefully. We actually have a full mag catch and release button rebuild kit in here. So you've got the mag catch, the bolt, spring and the mag release button. That'll come with the kits. There's also a space for spare O-rings and seals. I won't be selling these kits with O-rings, but that's just a space if you want to store seals and stuff in there if you need them. To put a new grip on, you just slot it on and do up the bolt. We'll put the brown one back on. Just let me know if you want a different grip. They'll come standard with 2 wood grips, or brown grips, I should say. Just let me know if you want a different colour and we'll work something out. So we'll just screw this back up. Right. Now, 2 things that were raised when I announced this was why isn't it first strike? Well, basically because it's a pistol and it doesn't really need to shoot first strike rounds. Also the fact that the regulator was in the way, so the mag couldn't go right up to the top. That was probably the main reason. So it had to be spun round and put in like this. I might make a first strike version at some later stage, but not anytime soon. The other thing is, why isn't it CO2 capable? Well, it is. If you run this with a T9.1, which I'm 95% sure will still work with, yet to test that myself. But just grab your 12 gram quick changer, screw it straight into the back, and there's your CO2. Or you do what I've done and re-thread it for a 5/8 thread, and then unthread this quick connect nipple and just thread the 12 gram quick changer in the back the same way. Right, this is just a prototype, so basically that means that it may not function the way it was intended to. I will personally test each unit before I send them out, but this is my first major 3D printed project, so I'm not going to get it perfect the first time. Just you guys need to understand that. That's partly why I'm sending it with a mag release rebuild kit. I will have spare parts, spare triggers, rear brackets and things available. If any part has consistent wear, I will open source the CAD files for that, so anyone can print their own parts. But yeah, so this is kind of beta testing if you want one of these now. Another thing I will be doing is making some accessories for optics and something down the front here. That'll be at a later stage, and I'm also probably going to work on a Star Wars edition with the muzzle, the ribs and the scope, I think it was. The scope mount, something like that, so keep an eye out for that. Right, the final thing you probably want to know is the price. First thing you need to know is I am in New Zealand, so what does that mean for you? Basically, all it means is your payments will have to be in New Zealand dollars. I can ship this to pretty much anywhere around the world, that's not a problem. Payments can go through PayPal, that seemed to work quite nicely with my PPSHs, there's no trouble there. Now the price for these for the kit is 130 New Zealand dollars, plus shipping, of course. If you want extra grips or different coloured grips, let me know and I'll let you know how much. So yeah, these are ready to sell pretty much. I have 5 available at the moment in the first batch. So just private message me and you'll be put on the list. Note I only have 1 printer, so it may take a long time to get through the list if a lot of people want these, but it'll be first in, first served. Once I print them, I'll let you know when your number comes up and be available to purchase. So yeah, I think that's all. Oh, another thing, there's a size comparison for the TIPX. The Mauser C96 kit is about 7% lighter than the TIPX. It's also slightly shorter and much thinner. Practically the same. Also, this is much louder. There you go. Thanks for watching.